Hello, everyone. I'm Irma Baker. Welcome to our show. It is time for one of, I think, the most informative of the many shows that we do. And this one is one that affects just about everybody, and that's our annual update on Social Security. And we are meeting, actually, we're going to be chatting remotely today with our favorite Social Security updater, and that is Robert Fenn, Public Affairs Specialist with Social Security. So Robert, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Irma. Good morning, everyone. As Irma said, my name is Robert Fenn. I'm from the Social Security Administration, the Public Affairs Specialist. Each year, Irma and I, we go over the updates for 2025. And so I know that we're a little later in the year, but there's been a lot of changes. So we felt that this is a good time for us to share those changes and go over some of those things that aren't as different in 2024. So with that being said, I need to start with this disclaimer, and I'm going to sound a little bit like those commercials that you're watching, for prescription medicine. But this information is current at the time of the presentation, but Social Security policy is subject to change. Please visit socialsecurity.gov for up-to-date information on our programs. Meaning that, yes, some of this information I'm going to share with you, the majority of it is going to be consistent throughout the year, but there are some things that change, and I'm going to highlight those throughout this presentation here. So, with that also being said, this is going to be a variety of topics. So I'm going to ask you to hold my hand as we walk through this step by step. One of the things that I want to share with you for those who are viewing this, and I know that there are many people who reach out to us at Social Security, and and your friends and family, and you're just thinking, okay, well, how do I put the finances together? And I just want to share a website with you called mymoney.gov. It is a collaboration of 20 different federal agencies putting their information on one website, so you don't have to go and search, and Google this and find in different places. IRS, Social Security, VA, Railroad Board, just to name a few. There's a leaf on the side, well, a plant with several leaves, says the word spend, earn, save and invest, protect and borrow. You see those same words highlighted in blue. You can click on those links and it'll lead you to a variety of topics. Maybe you're a grandparent who's trying to open a bank account for your grandchild. How do I do that? That's there. Maybe you're someone who says, well, I'm trying to see what the difference between a financial institution like a bank and a credit union. That's there. Budget worksheets. You can get them on this website here for free. So just a variety of topics for you, or if someone has a newborn child and they want to know, well, how do I go about opening that bank account or getting the child's name and social security card information. So, excuse me, on the website, check it out, mymoney.gov. In terms of Social Security, and what we would like you to do for our one of our platforms is to the My Social Security account. This is the opportunity for individuals to look at their work history and a variety of things, which I'll show you on the next screen here. But most importantly, this is your way, this is your personal viewing of your Social Security earnings. Social Security is a opportunity. The Social Security statement was an opportunity for individuals to review their information in which they their work history, and we would mail out those Social Security statements, if you recall, and you would stay up all night waiting for your Social Security statement to come, right? Sure. And when you're looking for it and you would like to know, okay, well, I worked last year, and how did they record that? Well, all of this information is through the My Social Security portal now. We no longer mail out those Social Security statements if you're less than age 60. If you're over age 60, we mail them out one time per year. And as the screen says here, you're currently not receiving benefits, or you don't have a pending disability claim, or from Medicare, and you're not age 62 or older receiving a benefit on someone else's record. Those individuals would not receive the option of going through the My Social Security portal because they already are on our rolls. Now, again, the Social Security statement, it will show if you have enough credits at the time to be eligible for benefits. So check it out, My Social Security account, and I'll show you how to do so. And once you do it, you'll be able to variety of tasks here. You see requesting a Social Security card, which I'll share with you near the end of this presentation here. Reporting your wages if you're working through a job and you're receiving Social Security disability or SSI, and changing your address. It's very important that you keep your address as well as your bank account information up to date, which is another hot topic that I'm going to cover. That's why you see it in red there. Replacing your Medicare card, or we're in tax season, um, to be able to get that SSA 1099, and which I'm going to cover a little bit on that, the SSA 1099, at least the tax portion of it. As I said, you can go to our website, socialsecurity.gov, G-O-V. Notice I'm saying .gov, so you can hear that clear and concise. G-O-V, that's the official website. You go to our website, socialsecurity.gov. You see the little arrow on the side here. If you will follow that arrow, you'll go down on our webpage and you will see these words, My Social Security Account. You can click on that link. It will lead you to this page here, and it will lead you to our external partners, login.gov and ID Me, signing in with ID Me. These are two means in which you could vet who you are. So therefore, you can have your own personal account so you can review that information that I mentioned. So again, you can use the login.gov or the ID Me feature. Once you do so, you'll see your Social Security statement. You can get an estimate of your benefits at age 62, your full retirement age at age 70, and it'll show you your dollar amount that you're receiving each month. And again, as I said on those prior screens that you saw there, it will allow you to do a variety of things, such as getting your Social Security card or Medicare card or address and direct deposit changes. Now, why did I bring all that up? There's a little reason for my madness. We have unfortunately seen a number of individuals lining up at some of the Social Security offices thinking that they needed to prove their identity to Social Security. So, as I have it in bold red, there's no need for individuals to contact Social Security if you're not applying for benefits. Your Social Security checks will still continue without you having to go to a local office to show your ID. If you're already receiving a Social Security cash payment, you're already receiving Medicare, you're already on disability, receiving disability payments, retirement, there's no need to get in line to show your ID. So if you're not changing anything, there's, no need to contact Social Security. Now, let's say you do have a need to make a change. That's why I showed you the My Social Security account. If you're unable to use the Social Security online services, the My Social Security account, and you're looking to change your direct deposit, which is in the middle of the screen on the right-hand side here, changing direct deposit information, and you cannot go through the My Social Security account, then you must bring to us your driver's license, state ID, U.S. passport to verify who you are to make that change. If you are receiving a paper check, there's still a small amount, but there's some people who have their Social Security checks sent to them by mail, by paper. If that individual wishes to change that, that individual must come to Social Security with their ID. If a person is applying for Medicare or Social Security disability or SSI benefits, they do not, I repeat, they do not have to prove their ID, their identity. That will be done over the telephone. If a person is applying for retirement, survivors, or auxiliary spouse or children's benefits, that also can be done online. So there have been some of those changes, almost on I think it was just a couple of days ago, which we did have that change. So I just want to make sure this is the latest information for you to review. You can go to our website, socialsecurity.gov, look at the top, there's a banner, and it says the words identity. You can click on that, and then this will lead you to the same information I'm sharing with you. So again, if you're getting a Social Security check, not applying for it, you're already receiving it, your benefits will continue, no interruption, we're good. You do not have to go to the local Social Security office. If you are applying, you can go through the My Social Security portal that I showed you, and that's the way that you're vetting who you are, and then it will take the next steps so you can apply for your benefit. You won't have to come in when you answer those questions through the My Social Security portal. If you're trying to make a change to your direct deposit, you can go through the My Social Security portal and won't have to come into the office. If you cannot use the My Social Security portal, then you would have to show your driver license or state ID or U.S. passport. If you have a paper check, then if you wish to make a change from paper to direct deposit, excuse me, then you would have to come in. So that's the difference there. So I'm hoping everyone could read up on this, take it all in, and see the difference between who will and who does not have to bring in their ID to Social Security Administration. Here's a topic that um, I received during my outreach. People were asking, what if a grandparent has a grandchild in their care? And I had read some time ago now that more grandparents are taking care of grandchildren. I know there's a lot of words on the screen, so I'll make it short and sweet for you. If a grandparent is taking care of a grandchild and the grandchild's parents are deceased or disabled, the grandchild may potentially be eligible to file on grandma or grandpa's record. I made that short and sweet, but that's how he will be able to take that claim for that grandchild. Now, if the grandparent just has custody, it's not automatic, meaning that eligibility is not automatic. If a grandparent adopts the child, then we can take a step forward to see if that child can file on grandma or grandpa's record. We're looking to see if they're at least paying for half of that support for that child. So again, there is a possibility that some grandparents are uh, able to file for on the behalf of their grandchild. But that's why I'm sharing this with you. Another topic, excuse me, that individuals are interested in each year is, what if I work? If I work, will that affect my Social Security check? Or how much can I work without it affecting my Social Security check? Well, in 2025, an individual can make $23,400 if they are not past their full retirement age. So, full retirement age. Many of you have listened to Irma and I discuss this. And what is full retirement age? Just to reiterate that, if you're born between the years of 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is 66. Every year after 1954, 1955 on, the Social Security full retirement age increases by 2 months. So 1955, 66 and 2 months, 1956, 66 and 4 months, all to 1960. Anyone born 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. So if I'm less than the full retirement age this year in 2025, I can make $23,400 before it affects me. If I'm turning that full retirement age that same year, if it was in 2025, I can make $62,160 gross without it affecting my Social Security cash payments. And once I hit my full retirement age, no limit. So if my full retirement age was in June 30th, just picking a month and a date, as of January through May, the month before, no issue. And I'm held to the $62,160. Once I get to that full retirement age, June on, no limit. No limit. Doesn't matter how much I make. You can make $1 million a month, as I say. IRS may want to talk to you, and I wouldn't mind talking to you since you're making $1 million a month. You can be my new friend. But as far as Social Security is concerned, there's no need for you to then report your wages to us. So again, these are the latest numbers in 2025: $23,400 or $62,160, depending on if you have or have not passed your full retirement age. So let me give you an example here, because many people were asked, well, how does this work? What if I'm going to work during the year? Does this mean I can't receive a Social Security check? Here's an example. Let's say someone is making $30,000 for the year. That's their gross amount. They're underneath their full retirement age, so we look at $23,400, subtract that. The difference is $6,600. We only count half of that, so that would be $3,300. For example, if the individual Social Security check was $1,000, 1,000 into the 3,300 is 3.3. This means Social Security would need to hold back payments, 3.3 payments, before we send out a check. So if at the beginning of the year, we will hold back January, February, March, and April for the 0.3 of that. April's check will be held, and then we have May, then they're eligible. Social Security is 1 month behind, so May's check is paid in June. I'm sharing this example just in case there's someone out there who says, well, I know I already make more than the $23,400. So that means I can't file. Well, you may be able to, you may still be eligible for some benefits. And this example here, if your Social Security check was going to be $1,000, you're still working, making $30,000 for the year. So June through the rest of the year, June through December, that's 6 months. 6 times 1,000, $6,000. Add it to your gross income, 30,000. Now you have 36,000 take-home pay for the year. So you can go to our website, socialsecurity.gov. We have calculators for you to use. You can type in some of these earnings, the earnings test. Just type in the word in our search button, annual earnings test, and you will be able to see by plugging in your own earnings, and you can see how many months will be withheld or not withheld for your Social Security payments. Here's a hot topic. Oh, yes, this is a hot topic. The Social Security Fairness Act. What is it? It is a new law signed into law January 5th, 2025, that is referring to those who are what Social Security calls they were working underneath non-covered pensions, the windfall elimination provision, and the government pension offsets. Prior to January 5th, 2025, if an individual had worked in a non-covered pension, it is possible that their Social Security benefits could have been modified, lowered, or offset due to the fact of the years that they paid into a non-covered pension. That could be teachers, firefighters, police, and police officers, and those in the civil service retirement system, which is some of our federal employees. Well, as of January 5th, 2025, signed by the president at that time, that those individuals no longer will be subject to the windfall elimination provision or government pension offset. We at Social Security, we have, I think the number is around 3 million individuals who had to have the adjustment. And I can share this with you. At this time, as it stands to this date, close to 80% of or more of those individuals have already received that retro payment, and their current monthly Social Security check has been increased from that. Go to our website, socialsecurity.gov, and you want the update on what states and all the states that have been paid. This is it. You can scroll down and you will see by state all of the payments that have made to every single state and the retroactive payments and the count of number of individuals. And just quickly, I can show you Ohio, 207,696 individuals. And you can see the big number here is way beyond my pay grade. I can't even count that far, but you can see the number here on this page. So again, this is part of the transparency that Social Security has in order for individuals to be aware of Social Security payments. Now, something else, one of the top 3 reasons that I want to share with you is that for Social Security, one of the top 3 reasons why people visit us at our Social Security offices is to get a Social Security card. And in order to do so, you can go to our website and you have the option, and I'll take you back here. My apologies for that. socialsecurity.gov. You can click the word card and record, replace the card, and start the process of replacing your Social Security card, because you no longer have to go into the Social Security office. You can replace your Social Security card online. And again, as I was mentioning a moment ago, it's one of the top reasons why people would visit the Social Security office. You no longer have to do so. You can start the application. It'll ask you your age, citizenship, and mailing address. Are you doing it for yourself or someone else? And if you're looking to replace the card or just changing your name or other information. If you're just replacing your card, it'll ask for your driver's license, state ID. If you're in Michigan and in Ohio, I know that's combative, but it'll ask you those questions, and then it'll allow you to go through the My Social Security portal. Another question that people ask us is this: taxes. Will I have to pay for taxes? In terms of my Social Security benefits. Well, I, at Social Security, I don't represent IRS, but there's some information that I can share with you. And the first step is to recognize your gross income. Social Security is looking at what we call combined income. So let me explain that to you and come back to the screen. IRS will look at your adjusted gross income, any non-taxable interest, and half of the amount that you receive from Social Security. So if you receive $12,000 for the year, half of that $6,000. That $6,000 will be put into this calculation. Your adjusted gross income and the non-taxable interest, add those things together, and now they'll have the combined income. So if your combined income as a single individual is between $25,000 to $34,000, they can see if they're going to tax up to 50%. Doesn't mean they will. It just means that's up to that point. 0, 1, 2, 3, all up to 50%. If you're a single individual, or filing an individual, uh, it could be $34,000. If it's over $34,000, your total combined income, they can look at the tax up to 85%. In the middle of the screen here, if you're filing a joint return, it starts at $32,000 to $44,000. That can be taxed up to 50%. Or if you're over the $44,000, then they can tax up to 50%. Now, again, it does not mean this is how much they're going to tax you. I don't work at IRS. This is the guidelines that they have for you to be able to see whether or not or how it will come into place depending on your income. Unfortunately, some of you may have received some of those suspicious phone calls of individuals posing as if they're government employees. Please be mindful that Social Security does not cold call anyone. And most importantly, Social Security will never threaten. You know, you may get one of those phone calls. This is Social Security Administration. We're coming for your firstborn. Yeah, and you're like, oh, well, come and get them. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. Social Security itself is an agency. We don't make those phone calls. Nothing of the like. We will not threaten anyone. They may say things like your Social Security number can be suspended. That's not an option. It's not even a capability that we have. So again, if you get a phone call of someone trying to give you some type of prize, some type of winnings, or some type of fear tactic, just hang up. That's not Social Security at all. And many people think that because they're using the term, those words, Social Security, that you should contact us after receiving such calls. This is the source you should contact, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. They're the ones that will be able to obtain your information. When did they call? What did they say? What did they want? How did they sound? They want all of that information to determine where they are, where they're from, and how they can go back after these individuals. The number you should use is 1-877-438-4338. 1-877-438-4338. FTC. So if you get one of those phone calls, tell your loved ones and friends and family, that's who you should contact. I'm sharing some other phone numbers you see on the screen. You can jot down here for the DMV fraud hotline. And please be mindful to check your credit reports each year. You can do that for free, just to make sure that there's nothing that should not be posted to your credit report. For Social Security, to apply for benefits, you're still going to go on to our website, socialsecurity.gov, to file for the retirement, spousal, disability, or Medicare only applications. We have that there. Excuse me, you can call our 800 number, 772-1213, from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. Again, if you file online, it's just the same as if you did it over the telephone, meaning that once you submit the application, we have individuals who will pull that information in through the system, and then we'll still contact you. On our application pages, you will see a remarks box. You can type in your questions, and then when we contact you, we'll answer those same questions there for you. 1-800-772-1213. At this time, Social Security is what we call an appointment-focused service. You cannot just walk into the Social Security office and then see someone without at least us listening to what your need is first, and then more than likely, we're going to give an appointment for you. So that way we can make sure that we're going to give you that full attention that you need to answer or any of the address any of the concerns that you have. Now, every office is different. I can't say that. Some offices don't have the same amount of people in them. So there may be one office that may be able to accept someone and sit down and talk to you for a moment, and there may be another office that will not. The point that I'm making is everyone should call the 800 number or go to our website, socialsecurity.gov. There's a variety of questions and answers on our website, socialsecurity.gov, that you probably can find an answer to even without having to go into the office. And if you see that you do have to go to the office or contact us, call the 1-800-772-1213 number, and then they can have a telephone appointment set up for someone to answer all your questions and give you the direction that you need. How would you do that? I'm glad you asked. You can go to our website, socialsecurity.gov, click the word benefits or the word apply for benefits, and it'll help you start the application for retirement and disability. So it all starts there on our website, socialsecurity.gov. It's a great, safe, convenient option for individuals looking to apply for their benefits. You can continue to follow us on all social media platforms. You see the Facebook, you see X, you see the LinkedIn, just to name a few. To follow up on the information, these many changes I said to you at the beginning of our conversation with Irma here. So again, I thank you for your time, and I encourage you to start there with our website, socialsecurity.gov, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, and Irma, I'm going to turn this back over to you. Thank you.
Robert, thank you so much. As always, very informative and so helpful to all of us, especially those who are relying on Social Security. So thank you, and thank you everyone for watching us today, and have a wonderful day. For RSVP, I'm Irma Baker.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.